Bad Boys for Life is directed by Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah.
They're Belgian directors.
Yeah, and it's written by Joe Carnahan and stars Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and among others. And this is now the third film in the Bad Boys franchise. And in this film, it picks up years later after the events of the 17 years after the events of the last movie, where we have Marcus and Mike, who are pretty much wanting to go to have after being in the police being in the Miami police for so long, they want to try to live the civil life, and Marcus wants to retire, basically.
Yeah.
And Mike, Will Smith, who wants to pretty much keep going on and doing everything and keep staying with the force. And it deals with a plot that involves where this guy, he basically, well, if you've seen from the trailers, there's basically, it deals with a revenge plot against Mike after some history involving some stuff back in the past.
Yeah.
And it deals with them having, Mike and Marcus having to team together with some other new recruits that are part of the AMMO organization, part of that Captain Howard hires for them to pretty much find out who's doing it and try to stop these guys.
It's basically an assassin that's going around, and this is in the trailers, because I actually revealed this in trailers. He's putting a hit out on certain people.
Yeah.
And Will Smith's character is on the list. So basically, when people start dropping, they have to find out who is doing this. And it leads into a personal story, which we won't spoil.
But it deals with, a personal story involving with Mike in this time.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little backstory. Now, this was a film that, going back to the original Bad Boys films, I've always loved the first two Bad Boys movies. Because growing up, I always grew up with the first movie from '95. And even to this day, I still hold it as one of my favorite Michael Bay movies. And that was the film that Michael Bay got into the mainstream. It became his first big breakthrough directing role.
And then 2 was a great follow-up sequel, which
I saw
the anthem on the stakes and
the brutality too.
Really on the brutality.
Yeah.
And this also, Bad Boys for Life, the third installment, is also the first time Michael Bay's not involved. Now, there is something I'm not going to spoil. It's a little cameo. But other than that, he is not involved, which would be the first time.
And it's interesting because after the second one came out, they talked for years trying to get Michael Bay to direct for a long time. But there was a problem with involving with money where, because of budgetary concerns, because Michael Bay likes to spend a huge amount of fucking money on it, there was a lot of problems with that. And then they had to do, I think it may have also to do with script changes possibly for a long time, and also having to get Will Smith and Martin Lawrence back, because for a long time, you got to think, there was actually a long period Will Smith didn't start movies for a long time.
Yeah, and also Michael Bay likes to take his time on these. Like the first one and the second one took 8 years.
Yeah, between movies.
Yeah, between movies. So, and whenever I saw this trailer coming out, it looked like I was skeptical at first because Michael Bay wasn't involved. Because
his style
holds those
two movies, but also the humor and everything else with involving them two.
And not only that, what also bothered me was the when I first saw it and they showed the release date in January. That is considered a dump month.
Yeah.
And without them, then 2 directors I had never heard of, I started getting kind of concerned a little bit with this movie. But then, I've read some reviews on it and heard surprising great things about it. So I decided to check it tonight. And upon seeing this film, I'm actually fucking impressed.
I am too.
I watched something this good in January for one. And for two, these Belgian directors, who's never really done anything, made it almost look like Michael Bay was still behind camera.
Yeah, because there are a lot of influences in this film that these directors were able to take some of Bay's style, and it worked. And it was almost like, and I'm not, now granted, to me personally, it still would be cool to see Bay direct, but I still appreciate the fact that they were still trying to follow his footsteps as far as like continuing the story with the other films.
You could tell that these directors, they pay a lot of respect to the fans of these movies, because instead of doing their own complete new take, they actually kept it inconsistent with the other two.
Yeah.
They did the same styles. They did
same type of action.
Yeah.
The
side
humor,
cameras. They probably went to Michael Bay. How you do it again?
Yeah.
The side shots. They do that shit in this movie.
A comparison is basically, if you remember Bumblebee, how they pretty much said Michael Bay not as director, and they had somebody else come in. Yeah. It's basically equivalent of that. Yeah. But in a good way. I mean, I still give them credit because they were able to still take a similar angle, but do their own thing with it.
But anyways, I enjoyed this movie. It was really
outstanding.
Good.
Yeah, like I was actually surprised. Like
I couldn't believe this was released in January.
I know, because it felt like a summer film.
This is a summer film. It was released in Dump Month. But anyways, get into my pros. It's great to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence back. You know, they still got it. I mean, I still think they can make more, which I think they're going to do a fourth one.
Yeah.
The performances are good.
Yeah.
Let's just say this. I, for one, thought the comedy in this film was fucking outstanding. I laughed my ass off throughout this whole fucking movie.
Me too, man. Like their humor is still fucking there, and it is so outstanding. It is still hilarious, like it is in the other two. In fact, there's even little callbacks that we had from the other two movies that they bring up.
There's some cameos, and there's one they actually get the person back. They play the fucking theme when he comes to that scene in the other film. Yeah. And my God, about fucking lost it. My ribs were fucking hurting.
Yeah. And also, what I really appreciate with bringing some of the characters back, they also got the captain back because they also talked about for a while trying to get Joe Pantalino to come back to play the role. And I was so glad to see him back. I was like, yes, I fucking love this guy.
But another thing I gotta give this credit to is the entire story. I will say that the personal aspects to the story is something that I thought was different, and it added a lot of fucking stakes, and boy, does it get fucking on a serious note.
It does.
Like, when you know what the story's about, I don't want to spoil anything because, you know, it is that good. You're like, what the fuck? This is on a personal level now. It is,
and it becomes a really, I enjoy the way that the story pushed a lot more of the stakes, and it was able to give us a very, goal for Mike in having to do all this.
In fact, the story and the personal story, which we haven't seen in the other films hardly, maybe two with the whole thing a little bit, but this was way more. This was the entire
the entire, it doesn't fucking stop. It keeps going.
This is personal through beginning to end. I will say this, I felt like on a story level, it's probably the best one when it comes to story-wise, because this one took you could have probably closed it with this one.
Pretty much, and also, I gotta give the villain in this pretty good credit, too. This motherfucker was brutal, but also just like, this guy doesn't stop. He keeps going on and on throughout the movie.
Imagine fucking Jason Statham having Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Tony Jaa powers, and you've seen some of their fights. The choreography of the fights are fucking that good. Yeah. And imagine him with blades, and then you have this witchish type woman, which is, I don't want to go into more detail with her, but it's back history, and boy, is she mean.
Yeah, vicious. She is.
Oh my God, the villains were great in this film, man. They were fucking fucking hard.
Yeah,
shit they do to people.
I gotta also give credit to some of the newer recruits that they bring in this time.
Yeah,
the younger team that they bring in, I thought they actually worked. In fact, to be honest, it's a better version of pretty much Expendables 3 with how they bring in the younger the younger team to help with the old team.
I was worried at first going in thinking they were going to annoy the piss out of me.
Yeah, but with
the millennial shit, with the new trending, thought they were going to bring that, and they didn't, which is a good thing because they let the movie flow with it, and they blend it very well with the film. They were great in this movie. Yeah. The cinematography still great like the other films. It's pretty bloody. They also get to,
it definitely gets some brutal ass shit. In fact, it's on par pretty much with Bad Boys 2's level. Because you're seeing fucking gunshots, fucking people getting sliced
their throats, getting shot through the throat. I was like, God damn, this movie is really out there with the fucking violence.
Yeah, they don't hold back.
Yeah.
And I also got to give them. They also bring back the classic theme song from the first movie. That was pretty cool. And so basically, the movie does. It's what you could consider what a movie would have been released in the summer like, but we got a pretty much an early stage of it, and it does its job so outstanding with this.
Yeah, I don't understand that one bit why, but it's still cool that we saw it, and it's good it's getting love. Wish it was considered a May, June, July release because it has that very summer vibe to it. But if I had any cons, I will say that there's some CGI problems.
Yeah,
and, with the fire part towards the third.
I noticed that was pretty.
Yeah, and then when the villain, the girl villain.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but anyways, what happened to her was very CGI. Mainly some CGI issues I do have. While it still holds a lot of good visual effects that work, some of the like I said, some of the problems with CGI is very noticeable in a lot of scenes with green screens.
Yes, it is. But for the most part, the action is well shot. It's competently made, and also surprisingly, it's basically it's almost on the third act. It's basically the equivalent of taking Good Day to Die Hard's kind of climax and doing a better version because there's actually both scenes involve a helicopter in both movies.
But it also has the chandelier.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, where was this a Good Day to Die Hard?
You get the fucking rooms, you got the little rails, stories down. Yeah, I've noticed they have that same room in every once in a while, that same fucking area.
Yeah,
looks the same. But anyways. Yeah, another pro I did forget to mention now since I finished my cons was I forgot the emotional scenes,
yeah, definitely.
Because there were some very... I mean, this on the stakes higher, I've probably never seen any Bad Boys film do this. Because there's something that happens with somebody, and something that happens to somebody again, another person.
Yeah.
It's like, my God, they really weren't fucking kidding.
Oh, yeah, this movie actually got to me. I was like, it was so unexpected, you know?
You got any cons?
That's pretty much the same as you because the movie it had so much going for it that it kept me so thrilled to the point that it was such a fun ride.
Yeah.
You know, I was so glad. It was a welcome return of seeing also Martin Lawrence coming back after a long period of hiatus of not really appearing much. And I definitely do. If they do end up doing another one, I'd definitely be down to see it.
Yeah, which that's in talks right now. But with that being said, I will say that. Congratulations, Bad Boys for Life. You're the first 2020 low phenomenal grade in Film Freaks meter.
Absolutely. I'm going low phenomenal grade in the Film Freaks meter as well. For those of you who have also seen Bad Boys for Life and the other Bad Boys movies, let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel and check out some other reviews here at our website at filmfreaks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review.
Later.
We'll see you later.